If I did everything right, we are live. How you guys doing? My name is Sean in Alaska. And thank you for joining me here today. Let me know if the video and the audio are okay, because I did something. I did a thing, and I'll tell you what I did. But I need to know. Marcus, welcome, dude. Glad to have you here. I want to know, first of all, before I even get started, whether or not the video is better than it's been or pretty much the same as it's been. And the audio the same way. 5x5, right on, Fat Man. Thank you very much. Everybody else, because every live I've done up until now, that's how you start your live stream too. If I do everything right on live. I learned from you, Russell, right? I learned from the best, brother. Pretty clear? Good, because it was real fuzzy before in the past and everything. And I wanted to, this week I went out and spent $70 and bought a webcam. So I actually have a camera right here, which is kind of cool because hopefully it looks like I'm looking at you while I'm reading the comments instead of having to look down here at the other camera. Very cool. 5x5 audio may be a little low. I don't know how to adjust that. So I'll talk louder. Let me jump back up to the top real quick and welcome all you folks that were kind enough to join me here today. So the way that I do this is I like to say hello to everybody that I see. If I miss you, say hello to me again, and I'm more than happy to jump back in there and say hello to you, because I will invariably mess something up while I'm scrolling and miss your hello or miss your comment. Same thing too. So if you see me skip past your comment and answer 2 or 3 comments after that, then please do me a favor and put your comment back in again. It will help if you put it in all caps, because it'll jump right up at me and I can see it. And the only thing that I don't like to talk about on these lives is obviously the thing that started in 2020 and politics. I don't get involved with that at all. I want this to be family friendly, to have fun on this live chat, and there's plenty of other places that we can talk about that should you want to. But welcome. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm Sean in Alaska. Fat Man Prepper, Lisa K. Glad to have you guys here. The Alaskan Home Place. Little Alaskan Home Place. I don't know if I know who you are, but you can bet that after this, I'm going to check you out. Awesome to have you here. Oh, scrolling down through. Charles and Annalyn. Awesome to have you guys here from the Philippines. Very cool that you guys could join me today. Very, very nice to have you. Jolie Pettit in the car driving. And that means the entire Pettit family is in the car driving. And how do I know that? Because her son Declan said, I'm in the car too. I got to imagine Lorelei and Piper are with you guys as well. Thank you as always for joining me. It's great to have you here. Scrolling on down, Jerry Canadian. Awesome to have you here, my friend. That chocolate chip cookie looked incredible. Incredible. And I will take 2. I would eat them both. Julie Cleary, good to have you here. Thank you for joining me. Awesome. Awesome to have you. Scotty's Backyard Barbecue. Scotty, make sure you share your link so folks can see things to drool over from Wisconsin, because I know that every time I watch one of your videos or see your pictures, I am drooling over the food that you're cooking too, my friend. Awesome. Awesome. Got Charles had a comment here. Yesterday was the first day working on his property in the Philippines. Cleaned the area, removed an old concrete outdoor restroom. Love the new jackhammer. You got a jackhammer? Very, very cool. Awesome. I keep trying to look down at the camera when the camera's right there now. Mark Campbell, welcome, my friend. Happy Sunday to you as well. The Lone Moose, Bill. Glad you can make it, my friend. Happy Sunday to you. Bill sent me some pictures from Texas of ice cascading off the side of a hill in Texas. That was pretty awesome. And I love it when folks send me pictures. So if you don't follow me already on Facebook, there's a link down below in the show notes. And there should be a link on my main about page as well. Follow me on Facebook. And if you got great pictures you want to share with me, or if you just want to shout out and say hi, by all means do so through the Facebook page. And there's an email address there as well. Leslie Lindsay, glad you can make it. Awesome to have you here. Susan Cooksey. Susan, how are you? Good to see you. Mike at Not So Remote Alaska, another great channel. Good afternoon, my friend. Glad to see you as well. And of course, the ever-present, ever-powerful, all-knowing, all-seeing Raspberry Rock Russell. Good to have you, Russell. Thanks for joining me, my friend. Are we still on for tonight, too? Because I keep hearing it keeps changing. So if we're on for tonight, just let me know so that I can, obviously, everything's working. So we can get on there and do the telephone finish up. Jim at Woolly Rhino Adventures, thank you for joining me, my friend. Awesome to have you here. Scrolling through, Urban Homesteading Channel, glad to have you here as well. And Marcus, thank you for joining me. Liz, thanks for joining us tonight. Then I got into Scotty. It's okay. Scotty is the master of understatement. How's the video and audio, Scotty? Oh, it's okay. Before I get going too far here, I made some coffee just before we got started. And it's not just coffee, it's viewer gave me the beans coffee. So this is from Destiny, and she sent me a 2-pound bag of coffee beans. And I thought, oh, what better way to do that than start off with some coffee during the live. Oh, that's so tasty. So tasty. So I make my coffee in a French press. That's the only thing I have. It's so awesome because I boil the water, I grind the beans while the water's boiling, and I get the freshest cup of coffee I've ever had in my life. Carol L., awesome to have you here. Thank you for joining, Carol. Much appreciated. Joe Montano, awesome. Good to have you here, my friend. Thank you for joining me. Lisa K says, I sound good, but the video is still slightly blurry. That just could be my bandwidth and my signal. I know that I'm looking on the screen now, and it looks clearer now than it's ever looked before. So, yeah, it looks better at this end, and hopefully it's working in the audios there too. Arthur, my friend, good to have you from Deep South Alabama, and thank you very much for the messages. Here's a great example of somebody who reached out to me on Facebook and at the Sean in Alaska Facebook page and sent me a couple of messages. Let me know that he liked the video at Turn Lake. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Which one, Arthur, was the one that was it the one where I did Fall at Turn Lake with all the leaves changing and everything? Because that's probably one of my favorite. That's probably one of the prettiest videos I think I've ever made. Scrolling through WCAM Studios. Good afternoon, my friend. Glad you could make it. Looking forward to your next trip up here, too. Get together and do another beer. Ward Adams made it. Holy smokes. So I've talked multiple times about whenever I'm really short on a tool, I just do something construction-wise in my yard that is just absolutely stupid because I know that Ward is going to be shaking his head while he watches it, and he's going to show up with something. So cutting boards on the back of the tailgate of my pickup truck, and the next day I come home and Ward comes over and he's all here and he gives me the sawhorses. Ward, good to have you here, man. He's going to be a big integral part of what I'm doing here this summer, mainly because he's a contractor and I have no idea what I'm doing. So if I have questions, I'm pretty sure Ward will work for beer. Matter of fact, I know he will. So I will definitely be chewing his ear off. You had to put your audio lower? Oh, okay. Henry Leslie, Vermont, my friend, glad you could make it. Awesome to have you here. I don't know how far behind I am. So, Mike McKinley, glad to have you here. I'm doing great, man. I'm doing fantastic. I hope you are doing well. Big Bear Prepper, awesome to have you here, man. Good to see you too. Yeah, see? He's just the awesomeness. Cookie, glad you could make it. I had an aunt named Cookie. She's passed away, but it was Aunt Cookie, and she was every bit of, I want to say, 4'11" or 5 foot. And her husband, my Uncle Marty, was every bit big Norwegian. And they're, in my family, when you've been with my family long enough, we just start calling you aunt and uncle. And so they're no blood relation, but my Uncle Marty was 6'5", probably 4 or 5. So to see those two together was just something else. Liz, I think I said hello to you, but I'll say hello again. Glad to have you here. The Grateful Days, awesome to have you here, my friend. How's Sean? How are you, my friend? I'm grilling outside like you do, watching the live from Oregon. Awesome, my friend. Great. I would be outside grilling right now, but it is still a little chilly, and we have a great deal more snow. And in next week's video, you will see how much more snow we have. Or if you follow the community tab when I post on there, I try to post on there every couple of days. I try not to do it every day, but every couple of days. And I shared some awesome pictures on there. I'm on TikTok as well, so you'll get some behind-the-scenes videos on there because they're only like 30 seconds to a minute. So by all means, if you want to catch some stuff that you may not see in the video, you can either check out the community tab or you can check out TikTok. There he is with the cookies, right? Rub it in, Jerry. First, your wife knits you an incredibly beautiful sweater, and then she makes huge chocolate chip cookies. Birdwatcher Gene, you enjoyed the trip to Anchorage video today. Thank you very much, Gene. I enjoyed doing that. It's probably not a great performing video for me. It never really is when I'm doing that trip up and that trip back. But I wanted to do two things with this week's video. One, I wanted to actually show you guys me cooking the food that John and Rhonda were so kind to send me, the bag of grits. And I had never had grits before in my life, so I really wanted to share that with everybody. And let you know that I guarantee if you were to send me anything at all, you will see it in one of my videos, because that's the kind of guy I am. I will be honest with you. I had grits again probably 3 or 4 days later. And I had grits again on Thursday morning because I was off this Thursday. And then I had grits again this morning. I actually like grits. They're very yummy. And they're a lot quicker and easier to fix for breakfast than potatoes are. I'll still do my hash browns or my country fried potatoes, that kind of stuff, as I go down the road, but grits are pretty tasty. This morning I had them with cheese. So I cooked them all up, and then when I put them on the plate, I slapped the butter up on top of them, and then I sprinkled over medium cheddar cheese over the top and just let it melt. Oh, it was so good. God, it was good. But yeah, so this video, I was sitting here talking about that and got off on the grits tangent. When I do videos like that, they don't generally perform that well. This one's doing okay, but I just think it's a beautiful drive. It's just so incredible seeing the mountains and the ocean, the mountains and the water right there. It's just phenomenal. It's really, really cool. Old habits are hard to break. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Al Brown 54, Michelle and Tony and Toke. Okay, so last week, you guys, I was talking about some channels that you guys should check out. And I think Jim from Woolly Wino Adventures, you sent me a message on this. So Al Brown and his wife, Michelle, or Al Brown, Tony and Michelle up in Toke. And I don't know if you guys have a channel or not, but if you do, let me know and do me a message and send me an email, because I know you sent me videos in email of your place that was very, very cool. But I know Bill at Lone Moose would be very interested in what you guys did, because you guys built your place out of containers and did an incredible job. And I think that's kind of the direction Bill might be going. The other person I couldn't think of last week, and sure enough, the next morning or later on that evening, I thought of it, was Woodness Goodness. And just a great, awesome woodworking channel. And the guy is so positive. It's crazy. I like watching positive people, and I like watching positive channels. So check out Woodness Goodness. But Michelle and Tony, if you guys do have a channel, reach out to me and send me a message, send me an email, and let me know. And then that way I can make sure I get it linked so that folks can find you. But if not, Bill and Michelle and Tony, let me know if it's okay. I'm going to send your contact information to Bill at the Lone Moose. Because I think he's building a container house too. Swamp Donkey, welcome, my friend. Glad to have you here. You got to follow me on Facebook. John from Prepper Nation, already on Facebook. Yeah, I just look up Sean in Alaska, and you'll find me on Facebook. So yeah, just the same name as the channel is my page on Facebook. The Man on the Street. Any friend of Russell's a friend of yours. Glad to have you, my friend. Glad to have you here completely. And we're on for tonight? Right on. Okay, you guys are going to be in for a treat here, I imagine, within about a week. Great video, so definitely watch my community tab so that you can be keyed in to when this next video from the 6 of us knuckleheads arrives. It's going to be fun. Whiskey Harbor, glad you could make it, my friend. Carol, I think I said hello. North Star Prep Center, Kathy, thank you for joining me. And moderators, if you would, as we're going throughout the whole thing, and you see these other channels in here, everybody that pretty much follows me channel-wise, I would feel very comfortable in you guys sharing their links. So if you're a channel and you want your link shared, just let the moderators know, and by all means, we'll share it and get it out to you. Irish Imp. This person I have known for an incredibly long time, back from the days of my online Celtic radio station. And Marcine is a great friend. I'm glad you can make it. Awesome to have you here. Back in the days of IRFT, Internet Radio from Tuolumne County. Celtic music with a twist. Mark Campbell, what's my take on grits? I think I covered that. They're awesome. I loved them. Snowing in Palmer, 25 degrees. Okay, a little snow up further north. Destiny Fitzgerald is here. Destiny, if you weren't here when I said it, I'm drinking your coffee right now. Stacy, great channel, Cabin Dweller. Awesome to have you here. And we still have to figure a way to have the ribeye at the border between Canada, your Yukon territory, and my Alaska. We have to figure a way to pull that off. That would be a ton of fun. James Tompt, awesome to have you here, man. Glad you are here. Thank you for showing up this evening. Much appreciated. Eating venison meatloaf for dinner? That sounds yummy. I don't know what I'm doing for dinner tonight. I have some bacon. I have some pasta. I have some bacon. I have some fettuccine. I have some Alfredo. I might do like fettuccine Alfredo carbonaro. That sounds pretty good. I might do that for dinner tonight. Tim Keegi, my friend, thank you for joining. A quick hello, driving 40 miles off Mulholland to take photos of your beautiful wilderness. Awesome. Awesome. Glad you could make it even quickly. Much appreciated, Tim. Wish you could get some venison made Italian spaghetti once with venison. You know, I don't know about where you are, but in our grocery store, we sell ground venison. There's commercial companies now that make it. You can get ground venison, ground bison, I think ground elk as well. So that might be something to think of where you could just take that ground venison and make the sausage yourself. Make some nice venison meatballs. That would be tasty. Or once you get better, get better soon, man. I miss you. You're my Friday night or my Friday afternoon after work at the brewery have a beer guy, and you're not there. It's not the same. His Way Homestead. Glad you could make it, Doug. Awesome to have you. Awesome to have you here. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. If you guys hit that thumbs up, it gets the suggestion out to other people that might be interested in watching the stream as well. It does nothing but help the channel, and it shows that you guys are actually watching and paying attention. And I know if you're on your TV, it's a little different to do it if you're watching this on TV. And I don't know how to explain to do it. Russell does. He's got some grab the remote and go left, left, right, up, down, wave your hand over it, point it at a unicorn. I don't know how it works. But yeah, if you're not and you can do so, please hit that thumbs up for me. Trudy Cron. Good evening, Sean. Hope all is well. Another great video. Enjoyed the views. Looks like you enjoyed the grits. Hint, add the butter at the end before you dish them out. Watching. I did. Okay, so the way that I do the grits is I did them the way you suggested. I think it was you that suggested it. Somebody mentioned it to me. No, it might not have been you. I'm adding the salt to the water now. And then when I put my grits in and I cook them all up, when I plate it up, I put that pat of butter right on top and just let that thing melt. Oh, it's so delicious. So yummy. Leslie Lindsay has Eastern Oregon sunshine of 58 degrees. There goes your snow. You know, I'd be happy with 58 degrees and my snow going bye-bye. Cook's not my actual name. I used my real name in the beginning, and an ex found me and started a bunch of drama, so I went incognito. That's okay. That's okay. It's just your name brought up a fond memory for me, and that is awesome. I appreciate that. Carol L., thank you very much. That is very, very cool. I much appreciate that. Thank you. Bob's Hope. Sean, you inspire us. Bob and Angie in Minnesota. Bob, you guys inspire me when you watch the videos and you comment. I greatly appreciate it. There are days, so I come across as a guy who's always pretty much up, but we all have down days, right? And it never seems to fail that I'll be having a day that's not the most stellar, great day that I've ever had in my life before. And I'll be like, man. And then I'll come into I'll get home and I'll log into my YouTube channel and I'll look at comments and I just start smiling because you guys put that smile right back on my face. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Scrolling through. So I did them right then, I guess. The grits looked right. Again, you're talking to a guy who's never cooked those things before. And Jolie, you're driving. It better be Lorelei or Declan texting for you. Cheesy grits are the best. They were yummy. They were delicious. You know, I'm actually going to buy some green onions, chop them up, and throw them in there too, because I think green onions and cheese with the grits would be yummy, yummy as well. Yeah, Stacy, cabin dweller. Where was this out here? Just watch your last vid. Great overhead drone shots. Stacy does some incredible videos. So by all means, you better share your channel, cabin dweller, because I'm 99 and 9/10% sure you have a wrench, and I can't see on this screen right now if you do or not. But she's got a fantastic channel with some beautiful footage. Beautiful footage. The best things is sliced bread. Love the road trip. Wish there was nothing better than Alaska Beer Fest. So that beer festival, I've gone to pretty much every year that I've lived up here, and I actually paid $50 to get certified with what they call a TAPS card in the state of Alaska, and that's what it looks like. And you have to have that to serve or sell alcohol in the state of Alaska. So it's a class that tells you what you should do and shouldn't do, who you can sell to, who you can't sell to, the signs to watch for. It's a very good class. But it was put on by a local event hoster for years, and then the local event hoster decided they couldn't do it anymore. So it was taken over by the Alaska Brewers Guild, and it totally spaces me, and I'll have to look it up to see. But it's an event that the proceeds go towards different charities throughout the state of Alaska, and it features mainly Alaskan breweries, but there's also a ton of breweries that are from out of state as well. So it's just a fun event. It only runs a few hours every night. People do get a little carried away, but it is in downtown Anchorage with plenty of hotel rooms all around. So it's a fun event. I go to that one, and I go to the Frozen River Festival every year. The Frozen River Festival is more of an outdoor family event where people actually bring their children. There's live music, there's bonfires, there's fireworks at the end. It features nothing but Alaskan breweries, meaderies, winemakers, and that kind of stuff. And the events that event proceeds also go to charity, but it's just like I said, with the live music and dancing, and it goes rain, shine, snow. I've been there when it's been 20 below zero. I've been there when it's been, 20 above zero with 3.5 feet of snow on the ground, and they had to shovel snow for a dance floor. Just a ton of fun, those events. I enjoy them. I go to that one, the one I went to in the video, the Frozen River Festival, and then I try and hit the summer local festival here in Soldotna as well. It's just it's neat. It's just fun. If you're into beer, if you're not into beer, it's a fun deal too. If you go with friends that are, because you can get in as a designated driver, and they do all kinds of non-alcoholic stuff there as well, so that you can actually have fun too. You got rambling there, didn't it? And welcome to come check out the structure. Easy to find right across the street from Sourdough Campground. Yep, in beautiful Tok, Alaska. Sort of. There's a 40-foot container on the property already. You'll be converting that into a small cabin to start with, then extend it and expand it from there. Okay, very cool, Bill. Very cool. Oh, awesome, Mike. Thank you for sharing Woodness Goodness's link. Very cool. Graham is an awesome guy. He started out building a cabin, and then he built a portable rolling bar, and then he's building a teardrop camper now. He might be done with the teardrop camper. I got way behind on his videos. Michigan Daffodil, hello from the middle of Mitten. Glad to have you here. Awesome. Oh, Kathy found that one too. I took the Christmas music podcast down, and so for those of you guys new to the channel, I do Christmas music podcasts every month, starting from like pretty much the day after Thanksgiving, and I keep them up till like the first week of January. But there's a ton of different podcasts I put together with classic country, modern country, classic rock, hard rock, mellow rock, all kinds of different stuff. So there's stuff on there that you'll definitely enjoy listening to, and it's free to listen to and free to download. So I make nothing from it at all. I've always been a ham and always liked to do radio. I know you can't stay long, Doug. You're going live yourself. Thank you for making it here, my friend. Glad to have you here this evening. Cement slab soon? Oh, you are, Scotty? You're going to have, did you buy your house? Did you get that house? I didn't see a post on Facebook saying whether or not you actually got the house, but I hope you did, man, because there's going to be a ton of great videos from your place if you did. An Irishman eating Italian. So my name may be Sean Michael Francis Owens, but my mom is Sicilian. So yeah, I got the best of both worlds, right? The best of both worlds. I got great genes. Eves, thank you for making it. Awesome to have you here. Mark Campbell, Sean, did I do anything additional to help insulate the trailer? I didn't. So the first year that I was here, I was living in a motorhome, and I actually lined the whole outside of the motorhome with bales of hay, like a skirt. And I found that the floor actually was colder than when I removed the skirt the next year, and excuse me, and just let the free air flow. So I've done nothing on the floor. I guess I could have used blue board underneath, but I did not intend on being in this trailer 2 years on the property. I only intended on 1 year, and then the lumber prices happened. So I ended up spending last winter in here rather than spend what it would have cost me last summer to build the cabin. It would have been just way, way ridiculous. So I haven't done really anything insulation-wise other than I've got blankets hanging over the windows, blankets hanging over the doors, and extra carpets on the floor, extra throw rugs on the floor to keep a little bit of insulation going on there. And once I get snow on the roof, it stays pretty nice. Sean, you live in Southwest Ontario, Norfolk County area. Awesome. Very cool. I've met more folks from Canada since I started doing YouTube that are just awesome, awesome people. I spoke about it last week. I can't express enough how friendly and awesome the folks from Canada I've met have been. Dribs and Drams, awesome to have you here. Is that, I don't know if Dribs and Drams is Jess or not with the wrong channel, because he got me last week with the different channel name, and I don't know if that's you or not, sir. But if it is, hello. If not, welcome. Roger Baker, Roger Down Under. Awesome. See, you just made this international, my friend, because you're here now. I'm all over the world, and it's very cool. Roger's been around viewing my channel pretty much since the beginning. I think he might have actually found my channel from the folks at MBF when they were live, and we were chatting in one of their lives. It's been years, right? A couple of years. You were like one of the first, Roger. Awesome to have you here, my friend. And yes, I'm building the cabin this year. Roger's been on me about that, but it is getting built this year. Yeah, right. I'm ready for the snow to be gone, but we still have March. The nice thing about March, though, is the temperatures start to ramp up. And the nice thing about not being as cold right now is that hopefully this stuff will melt fast and suck into the ground quickly. Oh my gosh, I ate mid grits for the first time yesterday, put butter and bourbon barrel aged maple syrup on it. Yum. Today, buttered grits. Oh, see? Oh, that sounds good. That sounds yummy. We're going to get the entire world eating grits now. That's going to be the next big craze. There's going to be like gourmet grit shops everywhere. Like you have the gourmet coffee shop and the gourmet donuts, and then you're going to see popping up all over Canada and the United States, gourmet grits, right? Was in the 60s today. All the ice is gone. I know what that. I know how that feels. When I hit the 40s, all the ice starts to fall off the trailer, and all I hear is crashing and banging. Yep, it was Jess. From the right channel this time. I thought that was you, my friend. Glad to have you here. See, now you are the second person, third or fourth person maybe, that has told me that I need to do the grits with the shrimp. So I'm going to have to actually look up a recipe for that. But, I mean, if I use Alaskan shrimp, you know, those things they're huge. I'd have to do like triple grits just to be able to cover the Alaskan shrimp, right? Holy smokes. Yeah, they have. Stacy's gotten awesome. She's always been fun. But man, your cinematography, Stacy, and your photography is just off the hook, off the charts good. Scrolling through. Recipe for fried grits. See, there's all kinds of stuff I can do with that. JD from SC, having a connection problem. How were the cheese grits? They were awesome, JD. So JD is John and Rhonda. And they were the ones that sent me the grits. They were fantastic. The cheese grits were tasty this morning. I did put the butter on top though still, and then the cheese on top, but they were yummy. They don't take long to cook, so I might start having grits in the morning before work. Grits and a couple of pieces of bacon with a fresh egg. And the chickens are laying massively now. Well, massively compared to what they were doing. I'm getting 2 to 3 eggs every day again. So their cycle's going back up, and I don't heat the coop, and I don't do artificial light. So they've done fantastic. Destiny. Am I planning a road trip to Fur Rendezvous this year? I have never been to the Fur Rendezvous. So here's why. It has nothing to do with me supporting or not supporting it. Generally speaking, in March, when that's happening, I am flying to the lower 48 because I usually fly out and do St. Patrick's Day down in California with my family. I don't think I'm going this year, but I can't lock myself into whether I'm going to travel or not until I know when we're going to get the thaw and I can start building, because that is the #1 priority this year. Never been to Fur Ronde, but it would be cool to check it out. Oh, and speaking of which, there's my daughter, my oldest daughter, Brienne. Awesome to have you here. I love you. Glad you could be here. Give Dash and Dalton a kiss for me. And give Nick a kiss, I guess, too. Hike with Mike. Glad you could be here, my friend. Awesome to have you here. I'm way behind. Oh my gosh, I'm way behind, aren't I? Hey, Sean, did you see the price of plywood here in Ontario? It's like $90 a sheet for 4x8. So I haven't checked the prices here locally for plywood, but I can tell you that last year for 3/8-inch plywood, one sheet, I paid $100. 2x4s were roughly $10 a piece. The last 2x4s I bought just about a month ago were at like $1.79 each. So the price of lumber, I mean, it's still doing crazy stuff, but it's coming down, right? It's cheaper than it was last year, and that's all that matters. Pathways Homestead, awesome to have you here. Hello from Kansas. Well, hello from Alaska. Good to see you. Right? The world needs more Canada, eh? I like seeing grits on your computer screen while you're eating eggs and bacon. There you go. Have it with your beer. Nice, nice. Yep, got it from Mapleberry Farms from the start. This cabin better start or you're coming up here. It's happening. It's happening. Where are your Alaskan shrimp? Well, as soon as you come to Alaska, babe, you'll have them. Yeah, see? 2 Canadians and Alaskan can't be wrong. Stacy's videos, awesome. Great channel. Gourmet Grits food truck. And then, if you make them really, really thick and you freeze them, you can have grits on a stick. There you go, right? Wait, they call that corn on the cob, don't they? Navy Dave's videos. How does my buddy heater hold up in below zero weather? Do I have to run 2 when it gets real cold? Hope all is well. Yes, all is well. And over, I almost did it right that time. I didn't. God, I can never figure out where I'm going. There, right there. There's the buddy heater. Right now, I only have to run the 1 because the temperatures have been running 10 degrees above zero and warmer. But yeah, when we get below zero, that's the small one. I pull out the next size up. It's still a single burner. And I have to run that one. And I occasionally have to run the small one on the floor to keep my feet from freezing. But holds up great. Best investment I ever made. Awesome, awesome heat source. And read the instructions. I'm not going to tell you one way or the other if it's 100% safe for indoor use, even though they advertise it as being safe for indoor use with ventilation. But I've never had a problem, and I've been using one inside since 2013. So very, very cool. Okay, thank you very much, Mike. Half-inch sheet of plywood, $48 a sheet at Home Depot. Very cool to know. Oh, I caught up? How did I do that? Rude. Bacano is his life now. There we go. Definitely send me an email if you guys would like. More than happy to get emails, and I try to respond to, well, I have responded to every single comment and every single email. The only thing that I won't do on my videos when folks leave a comment, if I can't translate what you say because it's in a foreign language and foreign script, and I will definitely copy and paste it into Google Translate to try and find. If I can't figure out what it is, I just remove the comment because I never know one way or the other. If it's kosher, if it's cool or not. So rather than take chances, if I can't decipher it and I can't translate it, then that comment's gone. But other than that, I will respond to every single comment. And since Brianna asked the question, how long do my chickens stop laying for? Because your chickens haven't started laying again. So they didn't really stop. I was getting an egg or 2 a week. So 1 or 2 of those chickens were taking care of business. They've just started to ramp up recently. Right now I'm probably getting 8 or 10 eggs a week. So I'm pretty close to getting to the point where I'm not going to be able to consume all the eggs again, which means I'll put them on the local community page here and see if folks want to buy some 18 packs for me, and then maybe try and alleviate the cost of food that way. But they never really quit, or at least a couple of them didn't quit. I think a lot of that might have to do with, well, they're laying now more because of the light, because we have more daylight hours. Sunrise this morning, it was light to drive, like you didn't need a book or you didn't need a light to read a book or anything, by about 8:45 this morning. And it stays light till about 6 o'clock at night. And that was when they started to trend down last year. So they've already started to trend up now. Light has a ton to do with it. With the buddy heater inside a carbon monoxide, yes, not a very, very good point right there. With a little buddy heater inside, have a carbon monoxide detector to be safe. They don't cost anything, and you should probably have one inside if you're heating with wood anyway, in general, or if you're cooking with a gas stove or anything with an open flame. They're not a bad thing to have. I don't know what you're referring to here, Mike. Olympian Wave 3 or 6 is very good and safer, unless that was to somebody else. And if it was, never mind. Swamp Donkey, our chickens laid all winter, no artificial light, right? Everything I've read is if you just let the chickens do what chickens do, then while you get a drop in production, they'll cycle up a lot faster and they'll be a lot healthier bird when they're done. So up here, the rule of thumb is, in my part of Alaska, if you start off by heating the coop, you have to continually heat the coop. If you don't heat the coop, you won't have to heat the coop. So my 9 chickens are doing fantastic. And I've never heated the coop, and they've been down to 35, maybe 35 below zero, and not had any problem at all. They'll generate their own heat, and I'm probably going to add to that flock. I am going to add to that flock this spring. I want to get maybe 6 more chickens and probably a couple of turkeys, because now that I have a feel for how it works, I just think it would be a ton of fun to have to raise my own turkeys as well. And I'd like to get some, possibly a rooster, maybe not this year, so that the chicks can fertilize, or the rooster can fertilize the eggs, and I can continue the cycle without having to continue to buy birds every year. Because eventually the first group will quit laying. Hickory Croft Farm, another great channel, and awesome people, right? Yeah, pretty good for early February on the eggs. That's, yeah. And the thing that was hurting me the most through this whole year was because I'm gone at work all day long, and I'm gone for about 10 hours a day. When you figure 8 hours at work, an hour in, an hour back, so 10 to 12 hours a day I'm not home, and I would come home and find cracked frozen eggs in their coop, and there's nothing I could do about that. So I would have had fresh eggs without them. Russell, I had a solar customer who had a bunch of chickens. He was always giving away eggs. I tried to give him back his containers, but he kept filling them and giving them back. That's what I do. Brianne, that's crazy to me because they're used to the colder climate. They feel less inclined to stop too. That could be it. I raised them from chicks here in Alaska, and they've always been in this climate. So, but this was their first winter, so I don't know if it's just the breed or what, because I have the Rhode Island Reds, and I know you have a different breed than I do. In Alaska, egg bakes are a great way to use lots of eggs at once. Yep. They will freeze well. My problem is that to freeze them, I'm not really set up to do it this year. Next year, I'll be much better set up with an actual cabin to be able to do more with the storage of eggs. So, and like I said, if I can sell, I mean, people are selling in my part of Alaska, people are selling a dozen eggs for $6. That's crazy. I'll sell you 18 for $5. Because all I have to do is sell 4 18 packs, which literally happens in about 4 days here, maybe 6 days, and I've paid for their feed for the next 2 weeks. So, and especially in the summer when they're out and they're eating, bugs and everything else, and they're not depending so much on the food that I give them. So, my whole reason for selling them for $5 a piece would be to get rid of them quicker, and give everybody out here a break price wise, while at the same time balancing the cost that I have to pay for their feed. So if I can sell enough eggs to still have plenty for myself and then pay for the feed on top of that, it's just a win-win for me all the way around. Hickorycroft Farm, we don't light ours either, but we always have a bit of an egg hunt in the main barn. Yeah. They operate a real homestead. I mean, these guys have everything. And when it comes to, I have learned more about chickens from Hickorycroft Farm than any forum, any book, or any group that I have belonged to. And they are a wealth of information. So if nobody has done it yet, please share their link. Because if you're interested in doing this kind of thing, that is the channel you need to watch, and you should probably be subscribed to them as well. Grace Martin, awesome to have you here. You're never late. Grace always shows up whenever Grace needs to be here, and that's all that matters. Bob's Hope. How many hours a month do I run my generator? So on Sunday for the lives, I run it for about 2 hours. And that tops everything off. So I'm charging everything while we're live here. And I do that so that I can run the extra lights and I can run the big screen TV that I'm actually watching this on. And then during the week, so that's what, 2 hours? During the week on an editing day, maybe 3 hours, so that's 5, maybe 10 hours a week right now in winter. And I'm hoping that that number will drop drastically as we get more and more sunlight hours. Because I'm actually noticing that the charge on my battery when I go to plug the generator in, because I'll charge, definitely top off the battery that I have, is in a higher state of charge now every time that I plug it in than it was a few weeks ago, because I'm getting a lot more sun through the solar panel. So maybe 10 hours a week. Hope that answered the question. Right. I just brought this up because anytime somebody tells me I'm right, then I'm gonna share it. Okay, Mike. So it was a heater, a propane heater. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I'll definitely check it out. So this is very cool. I bet my neighbors won't like me if I get a rooster. So you couldn't throw a rock far enough. I don't care what kind of arm you had. I don't care if you had the greatest. You couldn't. If you had the greatest football, you couldn't hit one of my neighbors because I don't have any. I have one right next door to me, so right at the other end of this trailer, and they come up for maybe 3 weeks a year in July. But I wouldn't really worry about bothering them with the sound of a rooster because they run their generator 24 hours a day, 7 days a week when they're here. So it would be just fair, right? I honestly don't think a rooster would wake them up. And a rooster wouldn't bother anyone else around the property either. Like I said, I don't have any neighbors close enough to be bothered by it. Mark, any details on the camp build, proposed layout, etc.? I need to put a video together to explain it all again. And I want to do it with the drone, with aerial footage, showing you from above where everything's going to be. But basically, in a nutshell, the area that I cleared out on the front part of my driveway over here, not where the trailer's parked, but in the other open area on the left of the coop area, is where the cabin's going to sit, 20 by 24. Then I cleared out an area last fall back here on the other end of the chicken run, right open to the left of where I grew the potatoes last year in that little cheapo raised bed that I built. And that's a 20-foot by 40-foot garden that I'm going to start this year, but it will not, by no means will it be fully planted this year. I want to do kind of a raised bed method, but without the siding for the beds. And it's going to take a good couple of years to have that 100% with compost and everything planted and good to go. So right now, that's all I really have. So I have where the cabin's going to be, where the garden's going to be, where the coop is right now. I don't know where I'm going to put the outdoor kitchen yet, but it'll be close to the cabin, which means the smokehouse will be in that same general area. Man on the street, you got a thing? Awesome. Thank you. If you're still here and you haven't left yet, thanks for joining me. Much appreciated. Mike's building a van inside. It's a GMC 2020. Nice. Very cool. Get your poultry order, Keto Feed and Supply. They have turkeys coming in 3 or 4 times. I saw that. Yeah, I jumped on their Facebook page and saw that they've got some different ones. I just have to decide which ones I want. I'm really kind of leaning towards the heritage breeds just because they're so cool. And I know they're not a great meat bird, but they're a beautiful breed. I was going to plan on doing meat birds this year for chickens, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that either because I'm going to be way too. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew this year in that cabin, and the little bit of garden that I'm going to grow is going to be more than enough. Great way to look at it. Covering costs is always good, but there's always the temptation to ask more. Right? Yeah. So the thing about me is I've been in retail my whole life, and I know what it costs me to generate something, and I know what I need to get for it to make it profitable. And I think a lot of these folks in my general area think that their chicken eggs are gold, because you can. By no means do I live in the bush. I work in a grocery store every single day, and it's a major grocery store. And you can walk into my grocery store and you could buy 1 dozen jumbo eggs for $1.99. Now, people who eat home-raised eggs like them, and they're loyal to them, but you have to find that middle ground price, and I think $5 for 18 is a much better deal than $5 for a dozen for me to sell and for them to purchase, and then I know I'll get them back again and again. The other thing I did towards the end of the year last year was I did some trades, so I bartered with the eggs, and I got some great homemade jams and jelly. So, you know, I don't have to get rich. Chickens are not my income, but if I supplement their feed that way, that's all I need. Isn't that quiche with 20 eggs, right? Rhonda says eggs there are $1.49 a dozen. We will rarely get them at 99 cents a dozen, limit 2 when we're running a super hot ad. Usually when they're on ad up here at my local grocery store where I work, and I'm the dairy manager, so I know what the price is on them, is $1.49 a dozen when they're on ad. Regular 12 count large eggs here are generally $1.69 a dozen every day. I agree. Quiche is awesome. Quiche is very good. Okay, so Swamp Donkey, Kenai Feed, well, Kenai Feed will, and Cadre Feed will. The only rule that I have, because I buy most of my stuff through Cadre because I have to drive out of my way to get to Kenai Feed. Although I really love Kenai Feed. They've got some great prices on fencing. Cadre Feed will pay me $6 a dozen for my eggs, but I have to call them ahead of time to make sure that they're buying eggs at that time. And right now they're not. Whereas where I live in Funny River, I can post it on the Funny River group, and I guarantee you that in 20 minutes, 10 people will want eggs. And I can sell them directly. And to me, it's a lot easier. Cadre will buy my eggs if I buy my feed from them. And they're the only place I buy my feed from. So, because I bought the birds there, I buy the feed there. And like I said, it's so close to my house or so close to my work. I don't have to drive out of my way to go there. But yes, our local feed stores, and you should check in your areas if you're thinking about doing this, or if you're already doing it, you probably already know most of your local feed stores are buying eggs from people who got their chicks from them to begin with, or buy their feed from them. Eggs are $4 a dozen in Kempville, Ontario. Wow. Well, yeah, I don't do the whole conversion thing in my head for our dollar versus your dollar, but still, that's pricey. That's pricey. See, you have 15 reds and sell a dozen for $2.50 in Ohio. But up here in Alaska, eggs are going to be more expensive anyway, obviously. So $2.50 a dozen there is probably still probably more than you're paying in a grocery store for them, right? I would assume. And just like that, neighbors meet. Did I miss? Did I miss Sean? Are you in here, brother? I might have missed your comment if you're in here. If not, I'll catch you soon. North Shore Preparedness is an awesome, awesome channel and an awesome guy. Buddy Sean from Canada as well. Kathy's saying, Sean, in Alaska, I think an outdoor kitchen would be so fun. The most I'm hoping to build is a grill. So the idea for an outdoor kitchen came from obviously my self-reliance and Sean James, another Canadian. And he did a wood-fired cob oven. He built the cob oven himself on his original property. And he is just incredible to watch. I can lose myself watching. Watching Sean James for me is the same thing. And if my daughters are in here, they'll know what I mean, as me watching Bob Ross paint. I could just sit there and do it all day long. But he built an outdoor kitchen. I want a Tuscan-style wood-fired oven so that I can bake bread at home, good quality bread in the wood-fired oven, pizzas, and you know, I could bake all kinds of stuff in there. I could use it to cook big roasts. I love the whole idea of cooking outside during the summer. That's mostly what I do anyway. Deborah, awesome to have you here. It's okay if you're a little bit late. We're going to be here for a little bit longer. Right? Yeah, barter is the best. Barter is awesome. There's my other daughter, Ashley. Hillywood's life. I love you, babe. Glad you could make it. Kiss the baby for me. Tell Rosalie Grandpa loves her. Yeah, barter's the way to go because you find somebody who can do something better than you, and you can do something they can't do. It's a great match for the two of you. It works out super, super well. Off Grid with Jay and Jen. Kind of late. That's okay, man. They did a premiere this morning of the, and if you're not subscribed to Off Grid with Jay and Jen, you need to be, because they're awesome people and they do neat stuff on their property off grid as well. Built the cabin by hand. Wonderful, wonderful folks. And they got a great dog, Timber. Jay did a counter out of a slab piece of maple. I believe you harvested that yourself off your property, right, Jay? I'm 100% sure you did with your mill. That turned out beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love watching people work wood. So he did a premiere this morning on that. I got to watch those guys. Eggs there, $3 a dozen. Okay. Eggs in the Philippines, $3 a dozen. Karen, glad you can make it. Awesome to have you here. I saw the eagles today, Karen. I actually saw like 6 eagles today, but I didn't pull over with the camera because I was rushing to get back to get everything set up for this live. But I'm going to try and take a trip over to the dumps maybe tomorrow after work with the camera gear, because that's the place to go in the winter in Alaska if you want to see eagles. Wow, eggs are $5.50 a dozen in Quebec. Whew. Prepper Book Club, thank you for joining in. Glad you could make it. $4. See, it's crazy how the prices just go like this all throughout everywhere. Gil from Compat Family Compound. Glad to have you here, my friend. Awesome to see you. Yep, there he is. He's here lurking, resting your legs. Awesome, brother. Get healthy. Get well quick. Missed your live the other day, too. I was so bummed when I saw you went live and I wasn't there. Gah. Yeah, right? His channel is great. His channel is great. Somebody share his channel. Maybe you'll see it and go, I got to go check this Sean in Alaska guy out. Aldi Amira's eggs under $1 a dozen. Wow. See, that's a great price. Yeah, I'm the same way, Lisa. I love being outside. My kids are both in here too, and you can ask them. We did shoot during the summer. If I wasn't camping and we were home, I was grilling. I had huge gardens. I was making bacon, homemade bacon, homemade cheese, homemade sausage. I was tearing it up. I love it. I love the whole food thing. If you haven't been able to tell by watching some of my videos, food and me really get along well. Homemade beer, homemade wine, homemade mead, yummy, yummy stuff. And then Jerry, I'm just sitting here having coffee, eating homemade cookies. Because of the picture you sent me, I almost bought the ingredients to make cookies today. Oh. Yeah, you know what? So a lot of people say that you can't really tell the difference. They can't. The first story I heard was there's no difference between a brown egg and a white egg. And I will tell you that to me, a brown egg begins by tasting richer than the white eggs that I buy. Now, that could be because the brown eggs that we had in the store that I could buy are organic, and that's the only thing I can get. But the eggs that I get from my chickens are so much better tasting than the eggs I buy in the grocery store. And I had to buy a dozen a couple of weeks ago. And while it was fun because I got jumbos and there's always a lot of double yolks in those, they did not taste the same. There was something missing from the commercial eggs as there was compared to the eggs that I raise here. And he's going back to lurking. Right? Dump's a good place to go in Ontario to see bald eagles and gulls. Gulls are cool. We have a lot of gulls here too. We're close to the coast. Karen, if I get the pictures from the dumps, I'll be more than I'll be absolutely certain to send you a couple of pictures. I'm going to post them and they'll be in the video, but I'll definitely, I know you love eagles, so I'll definitely send you pictures. There's another thing, right? You can veggies to share with friends. It's just fun. There's something about a gift that is homemade or handmade that's given to you or even traded to you that just outpaces anything that somebody could buy from a store for you. Nice. Oh, you had to buy that piece of slab wood because, yeah, that makes sense. Because I know you're milling a ton of stuff there too. Um, I didn't think you had trees that big on your property, but I saw your mill and I saw you were milling stuff, and I thought, wow, that's a gorgeous piece of wood. Did he mill that? That was a beautiful slab. Beautiful slab. Definitely, Mike, check out Kathy at North Star Prepstetter, because Kathy goes live every Monday, and her lives always have like a basically a plan out of what she's going to do. And as we get towards growing season, she does a lot of gardening lives, and she's got some awesome, great information. And she's a ton of fun. And just a friendly, honestly, incredibly nice individual. I love your lives, Kathy. Blue or green eggs? I don't know. I've never tasted them, but people buy those, right? Easter eggs, and I just want brown eggs. I just want my brown eggs. 18 people rescued from floating ice chunk in Lake Erie. Earlier they said 20 were stranded. Hope they didn't lose too. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not jumping on the ice. I'm not that guy. Unless I'm surrounded by more ice and I'm really close to the shore, I'm not that guy jumping on the ice. Awesome. There we go. Kathy shared his channel. You want to watch somebody that's just incredible. This guy. This guy is the real deal. He's fun to watch. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's exactly why. Yeah, factory farming. Guys, I just wish you guys were closer so that we could eat bacon together and drink whiskey, right? I'm going to have a ton of fun. I've had a lot of people volunteer to help build it, but to be honest with you, I want to do as much as I can by myself, because that was the whole dream and goal for me in the first place, was to build this thing by myself. And I want to do as much of it as I can by hand. But there will be power tools used. But that first wall that goes up, I'm probably going to cut every board by hand and pound every nail by hand. And then I'll be tired of it, and we'll use the new gift that I got. We're getting towards the end, folks. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me. I want to thank the moderators that were here today to help share all the links, and definitely keep everything good. We don't usually have any problems on my lives, and that's what I appreciate the most. It's a ton of fun. Or in the way of Letterkenny, oh, is that what he appreciates the most? Thank you, guys. Wait. Did Sean say whiskey? You'll be over in 5, 4, 3, 2. Can you taste now, Jess? Thank you guys for joining me as always. I'm Sean in Alaska. Have a fantastic day. Send me a message if you'd like to. There's other lives, there's other channels to go check out. Thanks for being part of mine. Talk to you guys later. I'm out. Bye-bye.